to the rock shed.
Got a few rocks. We're splitting rocks today. And
Lots of rocks.
some various states of rocks. Down here is ones that have already been split that would be ready to use in a wall. But we got a sample actually of a wall over here. Where are you going?
I'm just
This is
showing those.
We talked about a good order to have this video. We're just totally going out of order now.
Yep.
All right, cut. Can you stop? Casey's in the more domestic part of the rock shed here.
We have the coffee bar. Just brewed some coffee. Later we'll have a little homemade bread, gourmet oil. And we've got the grill, had some burgers for lunch. Reading material. What more could you want?
Today we are going to cut this rock in half. To the casual observer, this rock may look fine as it is, but to the connoisseur, it needs some work.
There's not really a good flat face on it.
No, so the way we're going to cut it is where this bar is underneath. So if you imagine in this plane right here, we want to split the rock basically kind of along that line. And what that will do is it will give us hopefully a nice flat face on each half of the piece that then can face out on the wall. This is like a little sample section of some wall stuff that we are starting on. And you can see like this is a rock that we split. These are like drill marks left over from the split. So the tools for splitting rocks are pretty straightforward. The holes will get drilled with this rotary hammer drill and a carbide 1/2 inch rock bit, this carbide tip. These, I've got 3, so you can cycle them out so they don't get hot, because the heat is really what makes them eventually die. So that drills holes to put in this, which is called a feather and wedge set. The feather is the outside piece, kind of like these shims. So when you start it, it's in very little, and you put it in that 1/2 inch hole that the drill can make. And then as you hammer this in, it drives the wedge in between the feathers and pushes radially outwards on the hole, and will help force the rock apart. And then these tools are called stone busters. They have a carbide tip similar to the drill.
Stone busters.
Similar to the drill tip that's brazed into a steel head. That lets you basically cut rocks with this face without it getting very dull quickly. So they're using a pair, one for each direction of cutting. And typically you hold one and hit with the other, like that. So these are good for scoring a line in the rock. If I had all day, I could just break this rock with only these, but the number of hits would be really high, and my arm and back would be killing me. So it's way faster to use these tools together with the feather and wedge. So you drill a few holes in the rock. We'll probably do 3 holes on the top, maybe 1 on the side of this rock, maybe 4 on the top. We'll score a little line along it to help it break, and then we'll just break it. So now we're going to drill holes where I put these tick marks on the rock. So we're going to do 1 on the side and 3 on this top. So here we go. And you really don't have to push hard at all. This thing drills real easy. Now I put these in. This one is in a fairly inopportune spot. It's nice on a flat surface, not on the edge.
They all make different noises already.
Alright, we got a little preload on them. Those will sit there and basically create tiny cracks from the preload. In order to further crack it where we want, while it's sitting there preload, I'll go around and score the edge in between those.
Right along the line?
And then I'll hit those intermittently. Now we'll hit these again. I think it's breaking. It broke already. You can see the crack there.
Yeah.
So instead of going totally hog wild right now and just snapping it, I'm just gonna wait a second, because sometimes it splits really jagged if you go too fast. And since it's already split there, I'm just gonna hit maybe these 2 or 3. Well, it split out at an angle on the bottom there a little, but that'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. Right along there.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much done now. This guy's loose.
It didn't take much.
No, it doesn't. Even on a pretty good sized rock.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah, it's...
Oh!
Oh, that was pretty good.
There it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, this so what we'll do now is we'll just chip back these faces a little to make it a little flatter. And that also we can use to like hide the drill holes. So, like this thing's overhanging. So we'll do just some kind of gentle working on it. There we go.
Yay. Oh, it's still a little.
No, that's more or less what I wanted. We'll take that down.
I think we call that good.
Yeah. And this is actually the bottom of the piece, most likely. Because it tapers this way a little. That'll go with our wall, the natural batter. This sticks out a little more than I'd like. So I'll just take it off. That's pretty good. So once we split the rocks here in the shed, for all this thickness range, which is about 7 to 11 inches, I'm starting to make a row of split rocks that are all similar thickness, and that's here. So I've just been bringing them out with the excavator and starting to organize them in this row. And that's an easy way for me to keep track of how many lineal feet of this thickness I have. So I think this is about maybe 40 to 50 feet here that I've got of this thickness. So this would be like one course in the wall. And yeah, it's coming along pretty well. So
That's how you split a rock.
that's how you split a rock.
Now 100 more.
Yeah, at least.